There she is. Good evening, everybody. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Thank you for attending. I'm excited for that. We're having a late start, but we're going to dive right into it because it's a short agenda. There is a couple amendments to the agenda. One is correspondence from Northwest Tel. There is also an in-camera item, legal, and that's it. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
I'll second it.
Councilor Hanchar, and thank you, Councilor Slager. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. I need a motion to adopt the minutes from the committee of the whole meeting of January 4th, 2022.
Make a motion to adopt the minutes from the committee of the whole meeting on January 4th, 2022.
I'll second. Thank you, Councilor Slager. Thank you, Councilor Burtis. Any questions or comments?
Just a reminder to have a look at the letter from Minister Mostyn, his response to our letter, that's all.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor Slager. Anything else?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Motion to pay the open payables in the amount of $130,256.82.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Councilor Hanchar.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councilor Slager. Any questions?
Payable.
0699, that's quite a large share. 3,625 Magnetic North Ventures.
I had the same question.
Yeah, that is the purchase of the trailer that you guys approved at the last meeting.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Do we really spend that much on elevators? I guess we do.
Sorry, where are you?
60148.
Are you referring to Kirkwood?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the install of the new lift at the rec center. It's
Oh, install. I thought that was like servicing. I was like, okay, that's different.
No, that's a progress payment for the install of the new elevator and the new lift.
Okay.
Anything else?
Maybe 60154 to Watson Lake Outdoor Rec Association. What's that amount for?
Yeah, so that was funding that we had received under CDF. That was in the spring of 2020, and it never got paid. And so when I did an audit of that claim, it came forward that that invoice hadn't been processed. We received that money from CDF, so it's money in, money out to the rec club.
What about the clean energy? So 60144. Is
Yeah,
that,
that's the consultants working on the district heating system that we have under contract.
thank you.
Okay,
What's their progress with that?
I actually have an email that I received this afternoon I haven't read, but we're making, I had them researching some funding and I can get to it.
We make a next meeting. Can we get an update on it? How about that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Sure. Let's go with that.
okay, all in favor of the payables?
All right.
Carried. All right. First reading of bylaw 2201 being the 2022 O&M budget.
Make a motion to pass the first reading of bylaw 22-01, the O&M budget.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councilor Slager. Thank you, Councilor Paquette. Comments and questions?
One for me.
This is the one we went through already.
So this, after this meeting, this will be available on the website for
the public.
galleries viewing pleasure.
Yes.
It goes, your worship, the capital budget, the O and M budget, cemetery bylaw, which is actually already on the website available. The cemetery plan and the current cemetery bylaw will all go, will be all available for everybody on tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
All in favor of the first reading of bylaw 2201? Carried. First reading enabling us to show it to the public for a town hall meeting on Thursday. First reading of bylaw 2202 being the 2022 capital budget.
Make a motion to pass the first reading of bylaw 22-02 being the capital budget of 2022.
Thank you, Councillor Slater.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councillor Paquette. Questions and comments?
I have comments.
Yes, please.
So I guess I'd just like it on the record that I do not agree with the purchase of a steamer truck or a gravel crusher. I don't think that government should be in competition with the private sector. I would rather we perhaps wait a year, since it's a doubtful that we'll get it right away anyway, and maybe look into seeking a standing offer for service, possibly with one of our local contractors. I feel like, are we supporting local business or are we not? And I would like the budget to reflect that the Flusher truck is not just the Flusher truck, but also the steamer, so that when people look at this at the meeting, they will know that it's both. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hencher. Any more comments?
I'm in favor of the flusher / steamer truck. Sometimes we have more than one spot that requires more than one steamer line in operation. And sometimes we need to be not at the mercy of somebody else to fix things on our time.
Thank you.
That's my comment.
Thank you.
I don't agree with the comment that it will save us money, because we all know that when you take on extra equipment, there's the maintenance, there's the training, there's the operation of it. And once we take on those things, it's never going away. So that's my second comment. Thank you.
My second comment to that would be we already own a steamer truck.
Okay,
Anyway,
we're not debating. Thank you.
It's-
Your worship,
Sure.
there is an admin report coming on that topic
Okay.
Thank you.
for the February 1st meeting.
Thank you, CAO Law. Yes, there is both sides of the picture. Thank you for both of those. And the capital budget's still to be discussed. We still have to hear what the public thinks about it. So we can present it. We'll hear those comments and make sure we continue to have those discussions because it's important. But thank you for bringing up those comments. Is there anything else? Anybody else want to talk about the capital budget? Okay, all in favor of the motion? Carried. Number 6, CAO report.
So, as you can see, you've seen in the financials, the elevator or person lift has been installed at the rec center. There's just some final touch-up stuff. The contractor will be back on February 8th to do the last little bit of the install, and the inspector will be here on February 9th. Excuse me. The inspector will be here on February 9th to do the certification. And then we'll be able to put it in operation, even though under the current guidelines, nobody will be able to use it. So we're plugging ahead. The rest of our capital projects from last year are still moving forward. The change room renovations is going to go back out for tender, I believe, this week, being no local contractors bid on it. We're putting it on Merck's and in the Yukon News and reaching out to the Yukon Contractors Association to see if anybody's willing to bid on it. So that's coming forward. The lighting side of the energy upgrades, the contract is at the contractor for final signing right now and waiting on, we're not sure how long it's going to be for delays in getting lighting in. So that's proceeding. We have a meeting tomorrow regarding the municipal services building. There was an electrical engineer in over the weekend and they troubleshot what they believe to be the issue that's causing the system to go into fault mode when there is a power surge. So hopefully that'll be corrected this next week or so we can get possession of that building. And that part's plugging away. We're in talks still with ATCO on trying to finalize the agreement for the district heating, which expired many years ago, 20 years ago. So it's still at their legal team trying to get that back. I've reached out to the RCMP to see if they will bring in Constable Fisher for her orientation or introduction, I should say, to council. But due to staffing issues down at the RCMP detachment right now, I haven't got a response. Also, I've reached out to Lands Branch for them to come and do a presentation or an update to council as to the status on lot development in the community, because it's been rather quiet on that front from them. The other thing that's going on is the dry hydrant project. I have received an email this afternoon stating that the consultant will be in town. They're aiming for January 26th. And I've requested that they send us an information email or letter that we can provide to residents that are in the areas of where they're going to be doing their investigation, so that at least there's not people asking questions about why somebody's snowshoeing through these vacant lots and then drilling holes in the lake. So I was told that I should maybe have an answer on that tomorrow. And yeah, snowfall and the new COVID guidelines have really had us hopping. So rec center is pretty well locked down. So
When you can't have 10 people in a space, it makes things recreationally impossible.
well, and they have to be from the same two family groups. So it's very impossible. So yeah, we're pretty well shut down. Curling even can't even come up with enough numbers to do anything from a family group. So it makes it really poor. Bowling's in the same boat, rentals, everything's there. So we're, yeah, status quo.
Okay.
So that's it for now. I'll leave anything else for councillor question period.
Yeah, Councilor, open forum, if that's okay.
Going,
Is that okay?
yeah, going to that.
It's right away. So,
Next.
thanks, Cam.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We have nothing for new and unfinished. And it is correspondence. We have one letter from Northwest Town. I don't know if this was, it is in your packages.
Yeah.
Basically asking for some support to improve their service, make things more affordable. Do they appreciate what they show our appreciation to what they've done? And do we support them lowering their rates? I mean, like a no-brainer. No. Any comments to that?
No, I support that,
Yeah.
That's
obviously.
amazing.
I support it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your worship, for the record, it is an online thing. So if you're in support, then I will have Tiffany just go online and do this.
Sure.
On behalf of the municipality.
Sounds good.
Do you want a motion to support
Yeah, okay, just,
Counselor Paquette,
how do I motion that?
I make a motion. to
I make a
support
motion to support the letter from Northwest Gel in respect to lowering the price and increasing the internet speeds.
thank you, Counselor Paquette.
I'll second.
Thank you, Counselor Burtis. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. All right, Counselor Open Forum. Questions? Ms. Counselor Slager, go ahead.
Just considering how short when we normally take the ice out, we're sometime around March usually. And it being January and these things are just coming to effect. Should we contact our user groups and say, do you guys want to hang in there, or should we shut down the ice plant? If it's gonna save us about 17 grand a month in electricity, so that'd be $34,000 over the next 2 months.
I don't think it would hurt to reach out to the groups and ask, because I know lots of them have paid. So if they want to save their income by splitting the year's fees, it wouldn't hurt to reach out. Because we don't know how long this will last. It might be a month, might be a week, it's not going to be a week.
But if we make that decision, it's gonna be like, we're just not gonna be like, oh, throw it back in.
Yeah, it'd be out.
It's
for-
end, it's done, right? So
Mhm.
that being said, like, know what we're asking.
Yes.
I guess your worship, it comes down to then if curling says they want to hold out and wait, and minor hockey says that they're done, then we're still running the ice.
I think,
Support the curling.
can we ask the question though? Because maybe that won't happen. I feel like maybe they'll,
Doesn't hurt.
I think it was.
I mean, it's disappointing for sure for everybody, but I think that Councilor Slager has like a good point, like if it's really costing that much.
And after the call today, the update today, they're talking weeks, and
Yeah,
they talked weeks back in December, and now there's no end date, right? So.
Did they declare another state of emergency?
No,
Because
well, they just
Again,
added a little bit more
they just-
measures.
Yeah,
I think, we could encourage some outdoor activity, build an ice rink. The curling are gonna have their ice going pretty soon, maybe some extra effort into that, or, we can I don't know.
I'm not sure if the outdoor bonspiel is going ahead either because of the COVID numbers. They're so limited, they can't put a bonspiel together.
It's the 40th.
I understand.
well, it'll still be the 40th next year.
Yes. So,
Continue.
and then, so, yeah, we'll reach out to them and see where it goes.
Good idea.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a good point, honestly. I know the old timers have been talking, I think, with the low attendance and without, not knowing what we can do and can't do, and we've paid our fees, so, I don't know how much that could be back, if it's a possibility, but.
Well, those fees haven't been paid to the town though.
Haven't?
No,
Okay,
the town bills monthly to old timers and to minor hockey.
I see,
So it's old timers that are holding your fees.
okay.
My only question is, sorry, are you done?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was just gonna ask if we received a letter back in response to the letter we sent about the COVID support.
I was informed on Friday, yes, Friday. Michael Prouse, our rep, responded to me after because he was in the meeting last time. And he asked me if we'd received it yet, because he'd been told that it was being circulated to us.
Okay,
So if I haven't got it by Friday, by Friday, I'll be reaching out to him
does
again.
it sound optimistic or whatever?
He didn't have a clue. He wouldn't say.
Okay. That's my only question right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Henshaw.
how is the Better Building going?
The Better Build program?
Yeah, the Better Build program.
It's coming. I was a part of the oversight committee and Cam is a part of the working group. They have a really tight deadline, so the oversight committee met once. It was about an hour-long meeting. There were some notes made as to administrative concerns and payment, and there was some questions around how that money could be transferred to the municipalities, discussions around it's basically what the oversight committee has been addressing, is how the communities are going to be compensated. how it's gonna work for them to be able to do that. There's probably a lot more in the working group because there's some details in there that are, it's tough. So the oversight's done about an hour and we're supposed to meet again next week, early next week, so.
Like in your worship, I can say from the being on the working group, we had a 2-hour phone call on Thursday.
Mhm.
And then we have another 1.5 hours scheduled for tomorrow and another 1.5 hours scheduled for Friday. And we are currently trying to get supporting documents together to present our side. We verbally put our presentation to them. But now I have actually tasked our treasurer to try to verify some dollar amounts for me. And the city of Whitehorse has their staff working on it. Unfortunately, Whitehorse's response today was it might take them 2 weeks to get the answer. Well, we're sort of between a rock and a hard place because YG, I shouldn't say YG, the government has put a deadline of February 4th on this. And there's a lot to cover and a lot to sort out. So they're really pushing to get things underway. Unfortunately, I'm on holidays next week, but depending on where it is and where I am on the highway, I will join. Depending on what the meeting schedule is. Yeah, there won't be really any firm updates until sometime after the 4th or maybe the 10th of February. Because it goes back after the 4th, it goes from the working group to the oversight group. And then the oversight group bounces any changes they would like or clarification questions back to the working group before it goes back for approval to go to government.
The more and more we look at this thing, the more and more I'm skeptical of it. So I don't know. I mean, we'll just do our due diligence and hope that we can not be hung out to dry. Like if the program is what they think is going to be good for them, great. Then we'll help them make sure we aren't going to be stuck with the bill. That's our biggest concern from this end. Otherwise, we'll partake in whatever they need us to do. It's just seems to be some pretty big holes in
Do
how
you think it's designed to meet Whitehorse's needs rather than the rural communities?
100%.
Property values?
100%. I just, there's a lot of things for rural, like for smaller communities that doesn't seem like it's going to fit what the municipalities really need. You know, like, I don't know, it's a big,
Ability to
it's a long discussion, but my biggest concern with it is the amount of money you can borrow over 15 years. So this government's telling you basically that this is their energy goal for 15 years, because only certain people are going to borrow that for an extended period of 15 years. Most people that want to do an energy retrofit can probably pay for the upgrade and recoup the money with their energy savings. Right? So why do you need to borrow money?
Especially if the properties aren't really worth that much, and it's like some properties. And so the amount you're getting is really, I think somebody said this before, where you maybe get like 2 windows or something for that amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's some problems with it that I see myself, but we'll do our best to support what they're trying to do, as long as we are compensated for it, right? That's what we agreed to do, and we will do it. Does that answer your question, Danina?
Yeah, just to see how it was going, and thanks to 2 of you for being representing Watson Lake, because there's not a lot of people on the committee, or the working group, so.
It's a small oversight committee, which is nice. So she's very candid. Nice to work with people like that. So, any more questions for Council Open Forum?
No.
Okay, so with that, I will ask for a motion to go into camera, please.
I'll make a motion to go in camera.
I'll second it.
Your worship, do you want to move in camera until after gallery? No, sorry, it's no gallery. open.
No.
My error, sorry.
Sorry, gallery.
Thanks, Janice. Sorry for the delay. Thanks, Patty. if you want to come back in, there won't be any final motions.
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, your phone.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna pause the recording, sorry.